Hello viewers, and now it's time for round 12 of the World Rally Championship, Rally of Italy. Let's take a look. Now on to Italy then. Again, very different textures, very bright and sunny. Actually had to dull down the screen considerably to be enable me to film it. Otherwise it would have just been a bright ball of light there for you guys. But around these first couple of corners, and straight away you notice very rough textures. Again, very bumpy, hitting the car hard, hitting the feedback. Car was much slower on this texture. Really had to work harder to get the car where you want it and point it in the right direction. Braking distances were longer. Very nicely around there. Again, the handbrake worked nicely. You want to brake deep into that one as well. It's easy to oversteer on there and hit those rocks, do some damage. Taking time to get on the power. So a much slower stage, much more technical. Come down quite hard there. Done some damage. Not too bad though. Sometimes you can jump the car and land nicely, and sometimes you can jump the car and it just doesn't like it. So again, focusing on these sections, listening very intently. Slightly miscued that one, but nevertheless we made it round okay. There's always a little touch on the handbrake every time I enter these corners, just to help get you around. So I knew the corner was coming sometimes, and you're just trying to guide yourself into it before you get there.
60, right 5, very long.
And we have a long corner, nice high-speed section again. And I'm braking down already, but I already knew before I got there I wasn't going to make the corner. So it's better sometimes to just steer to where there's nothing there and then drive your way back on again. So a mistake there, and that was just a pure loss of concentration on the corner and which way we were going. Slightly closer than I was anticipating. And this is a tricky section here. You know, the car doesn't have a lot of speed. You're trying to get grip and go as fast as you can, but if you lose balance on these, with the way the camber's set up and the crest on some of these sections, if you lose the balance of the car you can end up flying off very easily. So got to really focus and get into a flow with them, turn in nice and early to get the car in, otherwise it's just going to spit you out the other side. And now we have a tricky section where we come up to now, which is on the edge of a hillside. You can see the views, which is always nice to see these expanses, the journey of rallying as I call it, travelling over all these different landscapes. Very quick, trying to keep good drive in the car around there. I lost a bit of speed and I knew I had to push to try and get that back. Nearly did some damage going too fast there, but it was okay, just a push. Trying to keep as much speed as possible. Very bumpy, a lot of feedback. Now along this cliff face. I'm very aware of it that I'm along a cliff face, and so but at the same time, you know, what are you going to do? You're not going to slow down. You've got to just go for it and drive it. It's all in the mind really. As we take these final few corners, and that was the Rally of Italy. So Italy, quite a difficult rally. You know, you've got a very hard texture on the road. It's very bumpy. You know, so you really need to make sure you've got the car set up right for it. You've got some very tricky sections along those sort of cliff faces where you can fall off the edge. I'm not saying I'm being tentative, but you are always mindful of the risk that's there, and so there's a part of you that's within yourself trying to keep a good control and balance on the car into those corners, because if you lose a bit of concentration or get a call wrong, it could be disaster for you, and that's your rally over and done with. So, and again, it's a much slower rally this time. You know, you're slower in the corners, the pickup's a little bit slower on acceleration, so you need to take all of that into account. Quite a hard rally on the car, has to be said, but a lot of fun ever. The challenge is always a good thing. But that's the Rally of Italy. Now we're moving on to the final rally in the next video, the Rally of Spain. Many of you will have played a stage from that. Let's check it out.